WBZ's Laura Hafley will have the latest breaking details on WBZ News starting at 5 o'clock, along with other top stories we're following for you today.
Still a lot of unanswered questions after a violent morning in New Hampshire. According to law enforcement officials, it all started here in Troy, New Hampshire, at this home you see behind me here. Police say it appears a man fatally shot a woman. Police have now determined that they were a married couple. That man then drove himself roughly 80 miles to a bridge on the border of New Hampshire and Maine. That's where police finally caught up to him. There was a conversation between law enforcement officials and that man, a negotiation trying to get him to surrender, but police did confirm just a short time ago that did not work. That man did pull out a gun on police. Police say they were forced to fire back. Now, we are learning that, unfortunately, this tragic morning doesn't end there. Police say they found an 8-year-old child fatally shot in that man's car on the same bridge. So just an awful morning here in New Hampshire. Police working together to try to piece together exactly what happened. This is a multi-agency effort. Several law enforcement agencies involved, the Attorney General's office, both here in New Hampshire and in Maine. So this is going to be an extensive investigation, and one that will also include an investigation into the use of deadly force. So that's something that will sort of come together in the coming days. Again, still some unanswered questions. We're learning more, and as we do, of course, we will let you know. But coming up, we're going to talk about all of this coming up on WBZ.
And there's another confirmed case of Triple E in Massachusetts. The Department of Public Health says that the human case is a woman in her 30s. She was exposed in the area of Plymouth County, and that was actually an area that was aerially sprayed this past Tuesday. The woman was infected before spraying was done this week, though. A horse also has a confirmed case in that same area. This comes after a man in his 80s was exposed to Triple E in southern Worcester County.
I'm Christina Rex here in Alston. You see this? The U-Haul behind me, you know what that means. It's Alston Christmas. Notorious here in the city of Boston. So many college kids here, and so many leases as a result end on August 31st and then start up again on September 1st, making this weekend a huge move-in weekend. So ahead of that happening, city officials had a press conference today where they gave some helpful tips, some pointers about ways to make sure you're going about Alston Christmas the right way, that you're going about moving the right way. This year, they actually say anecdotally they believe the most moving permits for trucks they had was actually in Southie, in South Boston this year. They're also giving some advice for how to avoid rats in your trash over the course of moving, and most importantly, what to do with your mattresses. A hint, don't just put them out on the sidewalk.
And we are following more breaking news this afternoon. Stuart Health officials have signed a definitive purchase agreement to sell 4 of its hospitals in Massachusetts to new operators. Lifespan Health System, which is based in Providence, has agreed to pay $175 million for both St. Anne's Hospital in Fall River and Morton Hospital in Taunton. Meanwhile, Lawrence General Hospital says that it has finalized its purchase of Holy Family Hospital. They have campuses in Methuen and Haverhill. Now, Stuart says it's still finalizing deals to sell the other hospitals to other hospitals in the Commonwealth. This includes St. Elizabeth's Medical Center to Boston Medical Center. Also breaking this afternoon, Worcester police say they have a suspect in custody in connection with the stabbing death of 2 people over the weekend that were killed. Police said that they arrested 59-year-old William Rodriguez into custody this afternoon in New York City. This is just days after he was listed as a person of interest in the deaths of 58-year-old Ana Maria Martinez and 76-year-old Sergio Acosta on Saturday. We're told Rodriguez served prison time for the deadly stabbing of his wife back in 2004. And now we turn to a look out over the city. A beautiful Thursday heading into our Labor Day weekend. We hope we get more of this weekend, right? Let's get you over to the next weather meteorologist, Alyssa Andrews.
Starting off cooler this morning with temperatures in the 60s. We're at 67 degrees right now in Boston. Still a bit breezy out this morning, but the real difference you're going to notice is the dropping dew point temperatures. It's going to feel so comfortable this afternoon, even when we start to really heat up into the day. Now, right now across the board, mid to upper 60s for everyone. 65 in Fitchburg, 63 in Worcester right now, even on the Cape and Islands in the mid 60s as well. And it's the dew points across the board. We're trading out 70s for 50s. Huge change here. So it's actually going to be so much more comfortable than the weather we've been dealing with these past couple of days. Looking ahead at our day planner, we do have more sunshine today. It's still going to be a little on the breezy side into the afternoon, but this is going to be a refreshing feel to the air. Also notice that our temperatures are going to drop a little bit cooler overnight. We've got clear skies, and we'll actually be starting the day off tomorrow with temperatures right around 50 degrees. Some could even be in the upper 40s, so a big change up as we head into the morning hours tomorrow and more dry skies ahead. We do have another check on that forecast for Labor Day weekend here in just a little bit.
Turning now to Voters Decide 2024, Secretary of State William Galvin with a message today for voters regarding the upcoming state primary and the November presidential elections. Galvin says voters who may have received text messages suggesting that they are not eligible to vote this coming Tuesday should just ignore them because they're scams. Officials say at least one person in Wilmington received a text message. Now, Galvin is warning voters not to click any links attached to those messages and don't text the number back. Meanwhile, Galvin's office says they saw an increase in early voting, which took place over the weekend, with more than 400,000 total ballots casted on Saturday and nearly 9% in voter turnout. The Massachusetts state primaries are this Tuesday, September 3rd. Polls open at 8 a.m.